it was weird because when I went to America 2 years ago, and Betsy Mitchell, I don't know if you...
I know Betsy. Yeah.
She took me in to meet one of their marketing guys, and sort of senior marketing guy. They said, I've seen some stuff from the new book. Great, great, apart from the title. And I just went, problem with the title then? Yeah, we don't. And then they spent the time it took me to write the book. They just kept edging to me, saying, "We're still not really happy with the title." And I don't know if I must have a reputation for being stroppy, but because I said, all right, change it. I don't mind. Yeah, it wasn't going to be the title originally in the UK either.
Yep. I had a similar problem with a Gollancz book years ago, Art, Sounds and Voices, that Jim Burns did. The great Jim Burns did a cover for, and he phoned me up and said, the lead character, this girl, she's black, isn't she? Yes, of course she's black. So she drew this cracking looking black girl and a cracking looking Jim Burns cover. And the American ones cannot have a black person on the cover, so she ended up looking like Demi Moore in kind of jingly boots, and I was just kind of scundered by the whole thing,
Well, not least because you've written a black character.
That's it, exactly, yeah.
But so that's not allowed to no representations of black people either.
Well, yeah, it seems to offend kind of there's kind of a white ethos thing going on. It's perceived as being kind of a white male genre, which seems strange to me, despite.
Well, it's like, do you remember with that Benetton advert? They had a black woman suckling a white baby.
Oh yeah.
And apparently in America, all over the world, it pretty much went down fine. No one really fussed about it. But then in America, it absolutely. It caused vitriolic reaction, and from both sides. That was the curious thing, that it said that both, it was black and white Americans who were furious about it. And I remember thinking, look, I thought, it's saying something, and it's not quite sure what it is saying, but I think it's something positive.
When I was researching the book, one of the things I discovered is people in Brazil think about race completely the other way from the way we do. In that, that's everyone is white unless you're black, basically. I mean, here we think, you are white.
One drop of black blood
makes you black. Whereas in Brazil, one drop of white blood makes you white, and they have like 134 different gradations of how the skin color and skin tone.
That was the thing about reading Brasyl, was one of the things that really pissed me off, apart from the fact it was really good, was it seemed not only was it a really good book, but it was a book you'd really enjoyed doing the research for.
Any book where you get to stand Pele's footprints as part of your research has to have a lot going.
But it was that really was it, because I was reading it. I'm just going, you bastard! You went here, didn't you?
Yeah.
You really went here, and it just. It was the sense of I know when I lived in London, I had quite a large circle of Brazilian friends through the students I was teaching. But so it chimed when I read the book. It was like, oh yeah. But it was just that sense of, you bastard! You went there and you were on the beach and you went and looked at it. It really. It doesn't often happen with science fiction, I think, where you kind of. You read the book and then you want to go, and I was kind of thinking, that's it, next holiday I've got to go to Brazil.
It is a very strange place. It's like nowhere else. Actually. It really is kind of gets under your skin, and they have fantastic things now, like they have the favela hotels. It's just exactly what it says in the tin. It's if you Google them, there's several of them now, and they're in kind of small, nice favelas, and they take you up, you stay there, and all that. They feed you and look after you. Cheap as chips, but you get the genuine kind of living in the favela experience. Kind of for tourists as well.
So you just all pay for extra to get mugged or something?
No, nobody gets mugged. Because part of the thing was there are several groups do favela tours. We saw some of them, and it's like Belfast in the 70s. You're being whizzed through the favela in an armoured car with like crash bars and camouflage everywhere. There's another one run by people who live in Rocinha, which is the big favela, which they organise themselves, and they basically walk you through the place. And they tell you the rules first, which is basically tourists don't get mugged unless you're very, very stupid and wander off and you're something like
your Rolex and your...
Well, exactly, yeah. Because first of all, the place is run by the big drug lord. He actually got shot 2 weeks after we visited there. And if people get robbed, it shows he can't control the place. It shows his word is not law, basically. Right. also it shows plays up in a bad light. It shows up in a bad light, and it means the police come in. And if the police come in, there are dead bodies everywhere. So tourists are pretty safe.
Well, that was something that came out in the book as well, wasn't it? The sense that, because I think very often in a modern crime novel context, you know, the police is where you run to, and it came across very strongly in the book that it's like, no, you're going to be in as much trouble with the police and possibly more.
You hide from the police.
No, that was, I say, that was because and in a sense, I thought it was nice because for me it gave Brasyl this kind of link right back to that kind of noirish 30s crime fiction in America, where again the police will just pick you up, and if they don't like your face, they beat the shit out of you.
I mean, in a sense, 30 years of Northern Ireland has prepared me for that kind of mindset.
Yeah, well, I suppose. But it was very. I mean, yeah, because you're a journalist as well, aren't you? So, I mean, that was what I loved about it. A real journalistic eye cast over both cities. The science fiction stuff as well. I really loved. I really was. You know, that quote on the book. I really was reading it, and when we get into the surveillance angels in the sky, and the quantum knives and everything. I'm just there must have been in the first. Must have been the first 50, 60 pages. There were I counted nearly a half dozen science fictional ideas that I was going, damn, I wish I'd thought of that.
That is the greatest compliment you could pay. Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about you.